This was booked weeks in advance. We got Mike Schur on to talk about The Comeback, a 3-episode docuseries that is debuting on Netflix this week. Meadowlark Media is proud to make it. Colin Barnicle, the director, is going to join us in just a moment. So weeks ago, maybe months ago, he was coming on here to review this docuseries that Meadowlark Media is doing because Mike Schur, I think this is the happiest sports has ever made him, this team coming back against the Yankees. Unfortunately for Mike Schur, the Yankees are now in the World Series right now today, and my guess is that you're a special kind of miserable right now.
Here's the thing, though, man. Because of 2004, things like the Yankees making the World Series once every 15 years doesn't kill me anymore. Pre-2004, I would be fetal and inconsolable. But now I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's sweet for them that they got to make a World Series. I don't like it. Hope they lose. But the difference between pre-2004 and post-2004 is that pre-2004, I would be dead. I would be lying on the floor dead.
But you say fetal and inconsolable. You were avoiding all Yankee at-bats during the postseason because you feared this moment.
No, I hate them. I hate them deeply and completely, and I can't. Well, I'm not going to watch their games. Like, I can't.
Why?
I'm not going to watch them beat the Guardians or the Royals. Like, that's not a good way to spend my time. But when they win, I feel like sadness. I don't feel ennui. I don't feel like the universe is cold and indifferent in the way that I used to.
All right.
That's 2004.
All right. We'll get back to you in a second.
Going this route, huh?
Colin, thank you for joining us. Can you tell us what the feedback has been? Now, it debuts this week, but people have seen it. People like Mike Schur have gotten secret copies. What's the feedback been? Because if we're pandering to this particular fan base, my God, this is the easiest story ever told.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I know. How embarrassing. We're airing it right as the Yankees go to the World Series. We're taking a crow walk around the fact that we went in 2004. No, the feedback's been good. The feedback's been great. I mean, it's not really about the comeback from 3 down. It's kind of like how organization comes back from 86 years of just being awful, not good. I think the way I put it, like, if you went to like a Rocky movie and Apollo Creed beat Rocky 85 straight times, you wouldn't really consider a rivalry. And that's basically what happened in this. And so the story's just about like a group of guys trying to do something they've never done before, from Theo Epstein in the front office, John Henry in the ownership, and then of course in the clubhouse, like how they came together, mostly because of Kevin Millar, who is unbelievable. He'll be my +1 from now. I'm married, but he'll be my +1.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago that Millar's a good talker, and he'll carry your film. He'll steal your film because he's such a good talker. I don't know how you felt about Curt Schilling, but sure, what was your appraisal of the film, and do you have anything you'd like to ask Colin about it?
I have 2 complaints about the film, serious complaints, I would say. The first is that it's only 3 hours long, and this is really a story that requires 28 to 32 hours, in my opinion. There's an entire episode you have to do about Orlando Cabrera's contributions, and like it's just completely glossed over.
Just watching porn in the clubhouse?
Hey. I will not have his name defamed. Orlando Cabrera made a backhanded stop off of a low line drive off the bat of A-Rod in extra innings in Game 2. That's a whole episode, man. That's an hour. You do an hour on that play. So that's complaint number 1. Complaint number 2 is I only cried 4 times, and I was expecting 10 to 12. And I think that partly that's just because that's not long enough. But I did cry on 4 separate occasions, including, and I don't want to give anything away, but there's a really beautifully done sequence in the end at the moment that the hurdle is finally overcome, where you see a number of those guys, Trot Nixon and Veritek and a bunch of other guys, just remembering it silently, and in a sequence, and that those guys were the most important people in my life, and to see them now reflecting back on that moment. I'll tell you a quick story. I moved out to LA in June of 2004 to move in with my then girlfriend. And the plan was we were going to live together for a year, and then if everything went well, we were going to get engaged in the summer of 2005. That was the general plan. The Red Sox did what they did in 2004, and the day after they won the World Series, I went and got a ring and I proposed that Christmas. It literally, it was such a joyful thing for me. It accelerated my entire life by 8 months. It moved up my entire life plan by 8 months because I was like, well, this is the happiest I can ever be. I got to keep this rolling. And I proposed 7 months earlier than I was planning on proposing.
So you
and
got
we're still
married,
married 19 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep it rolling, you got married. That's what you did, huh?
Yeah, Stu, I love my wife.
I mean, it does sound ridiculous, but if Notre Dame won a national championship, I probably would be like, all right, Lehman, you can propose now.
Yeah, yes. Of course you would. It's like this is whatever this is, you want to chase the dragon, man. You want to see
So
that.
wait a minute. Does this? So are you alleging that this represents the single greatest joy of your life?
Yes, straight up, yes. More, I as much as I love my wife and my kids, this is number one. There's no. I've never been happier.
Your joy went downhill from there.
Correct.
In merely
Yes.
getting married.
I love my wife. I love my 2 children, but it has been a slow descent ever since October of 2004.
I get it.
And
I totally get it.
Yeah, and by the way, my wife knows that and is fine with it, and my kids know that and they're fine with it. They don't they have a deep and meaningful understanding of what that victory meant to me. And they're okay with it, and we celebrate each other just fine. Everything's fine in my household, but that is the happiest I have ever been, and it's the happiest I ever will be.
Is one of your children named Big Papi?
Here's another story for you. In the winter of 2003 to 4, Peter Gammons used to do a music festival in Boston called Hot Stove Cool Music. I don't know if he still does it, but
Still does it.
I went to Hot Stove Cool Music in that, so December, January of 2004. Francona had just been hired. They had signed Schilling. They had signed Keith Folk. And I talked to Francona. I talked to Kevin Millar. I was talking to Kevin Millar, and they were Bronson. Yeah, good. Bronson Arroyo they were like, hey, he plays the guitar. They're like, do you want to play a song? And he was like, great, sure, yeah, I'm going to play a song. And I'm talking to Millar. Millar's out of shape, drunk, like drinking vodka. And Bronson Arroyo comes over and goes like, hey, man, I'm going to play Black by Pearl Jam. Do you want to join me on stage? And Millar goes, I'm going to curse, so get ready, everybody. Millar goes, yeah, I do. And Arroyo goes, great. So he goes up, and I'm talking to Millar, and I can't believe how excited I am. I'm talking to Kevin Millar. Everybody's tingling with excitement and anticipation. Peter Gammon says, now here for a special guest, Bronson Arroyo playing Black by Pearl Jam. Everybody cheers. Arroyo gets on stage. He goes, joining me to sing vocals on the song, Kevin Millar. People go crazy. Millar starts to walk on stage, turns around, looks at me, and goes, I don't know a single goddamn word of this song. And then walks on stage and throws his arms in the air and celebrates the cheers from the crowd. And it's the first time in my life I thought we're going to win the World Series, because that guy, and then he just went up and vamped on stage and just groaned and grunted into the mic, and people loved it. And I was like, that guy's going to give Boston a World Series championship, because if he's that fearless and he's that carefree, that's exactly what we needed.
So, Mike, just to be clear, you're proclaiming this the greatest film ever made. You're saying as a master.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought that was understood. Yes, this is the single greatest film ever made. It's the greatest story ever told. It should be mandatory viewing. It should be every U.S. citizen should be forced at gunpoint to watch this, whether they like baseball or not.
Okay, whether they care about freedom or not.
I should have said that. Yes. I should. Yeah, I don't care. Couldn't care less. I should have said that right off the top.
Right.
Again, my only complaints: not long enough. Didn't cry as many times as I thought. But other than that, yes.
Gunpoint seems extreme, though. As a lib who loves his freedoms, it seems deport anybody who doesn't watch the film.
There are some exceptions that I will make from my progressive views, and one of them is that there should be no liberty, no individual liberty when it comes to watching this movie.
Colin, this is who you're making it for, correct?
Yeah, no, this is it. The guy wants to bring up the Alien Sedation Act from 1789 to get people out of here.
They don't have to leave if they watch it. They're fine. They can stay as long as they watch the movie.
I told Millar when we interviewed him. He was like, "What's it going to be called?" And I said, "It's going to be called Bad Body Baseball Players."
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is perfect. And I was like, "Nah."
That's how you sucked them in, huh?
Unbelievable. I worked in the clubhouse. I saw these guys, all the time, with nothing on. And I thought to myself at 21, I could make it here. There's no, Dan Ortiz is eating a ham sandwich.
All they had was
there.
Kapler. They had Kapler, who was like a professional bodybuilder.
Adonis.
Yeah, but other than that, no, they were all beer league softball players. God bless every one of them.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
Bad knees. You know how hard it is to have bad knees at 32? It just means you're not doing you're a professional athlete. You're like, I got bad knees. You're like, you're 31. You got your driver's license 7 years ago.
So what you guys love, the story that you love is this feels quintessentially Bostonian, that these plumbers went out there and beat the Yankees.
Kind of.
Yes, 100%. Of course it is. All the Yankees were that stupid Steinbrenner thing of trim your hair, look like a proper gentleman, and you're not allowed to have a beard because this is New York. And Jeter's so handsome, and they get A-Rod, and he's polished up and all shiny, and then a bunch of slightly begutted beer league softball players went out and wrecked their, and it was amazing. It was not just great because of the history, because of the story. It was great because they were shaggy and unkempt, and Bronson Arroyo put cornrows in his hair, which today maybe we would frown upon, but at the time seemed awesome. And they were just they were like that. I was very happy that one thing that was included was that after they clinched the playoffs, that they all ran down to the bar, the tavern near on what used to be Lansdowne Street. I don't know what it is anymore. And just served beer until 5 a.m. They were messy and funny and sloppy and not in any way equipped to do the job that they were sent there to do. And then they did the job, and it ruled.
Colin, congratulations on the movie, The Comeback, a 3-episode docuseries. It makes its debut this week on Netflix. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mike. You carried it.
Yes, he hogged the segment because he
I love it. No, this is the best interview I've ever given. Thank you.
I mean, Barnicle said 2 words.
He did. We barely included him. It was just a hyperventilating, fawning Mike Schur.
How many more segments do I get to talk about this?
He's got a new show on Netflix as well, A Man on the Inside.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I have a stat of the day.
All right, well, get the stat of the day music here for a second, and I've also got to ask him.
Does Barnicle have one?
I want to ask him about the WNBA as well, because I want to ask him about last night. I mean, we had a game go to overtime. We had a championship decided in
championship
overtime.
Game.
But let's do the stat of the day, please.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day.
Today's stat of the day is brought to you by Venmo.
Look, I understand some people are sick of hearing about the Red Sox 2004 and the whole story, but to try to put it into perspective, if you're not a Red Sox fan, about why this meant so much, here are some things that happened between 1918 and then 2004, the 2 years between Red Sox championships, the 2 years at bookend of the Red Sox championships. World War I ended, Iceland was founded, the general theory of relativity was proven experimentally, Warren Harding became the president. Ulysses was published. The USSR was founded. Time magazine was founded. Disney was founded as a company. Talkies were invented in the movies. Wall Street crashed. We had the Great Depression. The Star Spangled Banner became the national anthem. The neutron was discovered. Hitler rose in Germany. The Hoover Dam was built. Hitler tried to conquer Europe. The atomic bomb was invented. Hitler was defeated. Jackie Robinson integrated baseball. Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier. Israel became a country. The hydrogen bomb was invented. TV was invented. The polio vaccine was invented. Burger King was invented. The birth control pill was invented. Barbie was invented. The Vietnam War started, lasted for 16 years, and ended. The Beatles formed, recorded music for 10 years, broke up. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy, Malcolm X, all were assassinated. We invented space travel. We landed on the moon. Nixon ran for president, failed, ran again, won, served a term, was reelected, was impeached, and resigned. Pong was invented. Roe v. Wade made abortion legal in the U.S. Microsoft was founded by Bill Gates. And then 30 more years went by, and then the Red Sox won the World Series. So you'll excuse me if I'm a little happy, revved up to watch a 3-hour movie about the history of that great event.
Roe v. Wade. Good times, huh?
I thought my stat of the
comeback
day
then.
was better when I said Daniel Jones hasn't scored an offensive touchdown in his stadium in more than 600 days.
That's pretty good.
That was good.
That can't.
And yet he's upset that he was benched.
Yes, I mean, hasn't had a touchdown in front of his home fans in more than 600 days.
What does Barnicle think?
Mike, what did you think? We really did hog the interview.
No, this is great.
Oh, he's still there?
Barnicle!
He's still there,
Yeah!
Colin Barnicle.
I'm still here. I'm like just hanging out.
All
here
right,
in the
you
back
can. All right,
room.
that's fine. You can hang out there.
Hanging out on the bottom of a boat.
What did you think last night, Schur? Because we've been talking a lot about the officiating, and I hate that we're talking so much about the officiating.
WNBA officiating was kind of rough all year, and I hate talking about it too. I will say that call that sent Stewie to the line for the tying free throws was marginal at best. The thing is, the Liberty were the best team all year, and if you shoot the way the Liberty shot last night, you like the other team should win. And the fact that the Lynx couldn't quite get it done, it was just like, I don't have a ton of sympathy for them. Like, Ionescu was what, like 1 of 11 or 0 of 11 or 0 of 12 from 3 at some point.
0 for
Stewie was having
12.
her third terrible shooting game of the series. I don't know. It all evens out to me. I feel like it was just the Liberty's year. I don't begrudge them winning the title at all. As for an overtime game in a deciding game, I can't say I strictly speaking enjoyed watching it. I didn't think it was like a great game. It was kind of messy. Like no one was like stepping up. It was close because neither team was playing especially well. I'm sympathetic to the Lynx's. The free throw disparity was insane, which it was for the third time in the series. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I just feel like it was the Liberty's year, and I'm fine with them winning. I just wish that the game itself had been a little better. I wish that the Stars had shot a little better. Collier was great. She was better in the first half and the second half. But other than that, no, the Stars kind of didn't shine, and that's a bummer. I would just wish that I wish Ionescu and Stewie had played a little better frankly in the whole series.
Definitely. Oh, definitely agree with you. Thoughts on Kathy Engelbert wearing that dress to present the trophy to the Liberty?
That's $2, Jessica.
I'll Venmo you.
A bold statement, a very bold statement, I would say. And I don't feel like I should maybe comment anymore on
What a coward.
on women's appearances.
What a
I'm
coward.
not saying what she looked. She had a dress with like the New York City skyline on it.
It was a bold statement. It was a bold statement.
I just think. Never mind. I'll keep that thought to myself.
Yeah, see?
You're right. I think the Lynx should be really disappointed in the fact that they weren't able to build and sustain a lead, given that New York couldn't shoot threes until late into the fourth quarter, and they were still like Sabrina was still taking them, and they were just still defending it. At some point, just like let her miss.
Yeah, although they kind of did back off toward the end in the fourth quarter. It's why she hit one or two, I can't remember now, but like they kind of did fall back into drop coverage a little bit. But I just feel like the players on the Lynx who McBride was great, and Collier was great in the first half, but like no one else kind of seized the moment. I mean, the Liberty at some points went to like that 5 big lineup they use, and it's like every player on the Lynx was faster than every player on the Liberty, and I feel like they just couldn't quite strategically like work out how how to take advantage of that. And I don't know. It was a great series. Like, I feel like it might be the best finals ever. It's in the running for best finals ever, but it's still, there was like I had a slight bit of sadness when it was over because it wasn't quite the like decisive final game that you wanted it to be.
I am gonna miss every time like a former UConn player like sneezes. Mike Schur texts me. I am gonna miss that. But then the college season gets to start in like a few weeks.
Yeah,
so
Ice Brady.
can't wait.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good season. I think
Stugotz,
assuming they're all healthy for the first time in 5 years.
Stugotz is so uninterested in your WNBA talk that he handed me an index card that says I've got top 5 athletes, entertainers, and authors who connote something you might find in the sea, based on Colin Barnicle. So if you guys don't mind, get out of the way real quick. Number 5,
Shel Silverstein.
Yes.
Great author. I mean,
number 4,
Colin Barnicle.
number 3,
Doug Plank.
number 2,
Bill Parcells. Big Tuna.
number 1.
Oh,
Seal.
Sure didn't know why you did Parcells.
No Greg Norman?
No
Ariel Helwani?
I don't think sharks are in the sea.
What? Where do you think they are?
The ocean. Big difference.
What's the difference between
Salt. I don't think sharks live in the sea. Check it out. Look it up.
What's the difference?
What do you think the sea
between the
is?
sea and the ocean.
Seas are smaller, Dan. A lot smaller. Everyone knows
do
that.
you think-
Caspian Sea, Dave Casper. CC Sabathia, we are back. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Do you
Where
think?
is the Caspian Sea, Stugotz?
I have no idea.
Do you think seas and oceans are different things?
Well, they're bodies of water, of course.
I think
a
he
lake
thinks
is-
seas are seas. He thinks seas are lakes. I think.
Do you think everything's an ocean? Like, do you think a lake's an ocean?
I
A
don't-
river?
I
Huh?
don't
What do you think a
that-
lake
I
is,
think-
Dan?
Mickey Rivers? I mean,
Oh! Yeah.
Mike,
What are
thank
you doing, Dad?
Mike, I appreciate you being on with us. Thank you for making the time, as
LA
always.
Lakers.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Billy.
For
Yeah.
nothing, yes.
Franco
Frank
Harris.
and Billy Ocean. Thank you so much.
Hank
the
O'Hara's.
oceans.
Appreciate all of your help here.
Franco Harris.
Georgie Lynott.
I can't believe that Stugotz is 51 years old and doesn't know that there isn't a difference between an ocean and a sea.
Oh, I mean-
how is that possible? How?
Doc Rivers. I mean,
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate your time.
Bye, everybody.
Billy, I have not used you enough as the inflatable car wash man today, and I understand that you had a wonderful or terrible dad's weekend. Is it which was it? I think of dad weekends as being possibly unpleasant.
Well, if you love your family, I guess they're okay. But, you know, it's just one of those things.
What did you do? I don't know what you did.
Well, let me ask you something, Dan, because you, I think, have a unique experience, and Jess, I feel like, is in the same boat, and Jeremy, too. Really, like, if you don't have children, you're in this boat, right? Where, like, you can kind of get up and just decide, this is what I want to do today, and do it, right? Because I don't experience that anymore, because I got up on Saturday, and I said, you know what? I have some coops over here. Like, let's go and take the fam over to Krispy Kreme, because I could get a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts for $9.99 mixed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if they were just glazed, it was $8.99, but mixed $9.99.
that's a great coup.
What is mixed?
deal. Mixed, so like I could get like some strawberry with
anything you
sprinkles, some
want.
not
Oh.
specialty,
Any donuts,
not
yeah.
anything, not specialty. It says it very,
Really?
it says it in the fine
Do
print.
they have
not
any
specialty.
like pumpkin spice ones for the holidays?
I'm not sure. They have Ghostbuster donuts now. I'm not exactly
So
sure
wait,
what
it's a
Ghostbuster
second
donuts are.
tier. The coupon only allows you a second tier of donut. You
No
can't
specialty
get the premieres.
donuts.
Nickel and diming.
No, you can get like
Scam.
the regular donuts, but you can't get specialty.
But you
like
can't. Just glazed is $8.99.
yes, correct.
And then if you want
Chocolate.
any variety whatsoever,
$9.99.
$1 extra.
Jay Glazer.
Yeah. So I thought like, hey, it'd be great to do this, but there's no Krispy Kremes by me, so I was like, let's go to the one in Hialeah. And then my wife said, let's look further south, and there's one in Perrine. And then my
Where?
like Perrine.
Where's
Right.
Perrine?
It's by the zoo because that's where we ended up that day. I thought we were just going to get up at 8 a.m. and go get donuts. Instead, we ended up at 10:30 at the donut place, and then we were at the zoo all day. Then we got home, and I was like, okay, fine, like whatever. And then what does my Sunday entail? Caulking was doing a lot of caulking yesterday, Dan. Stopped at Home Depot, got the
Do you
required
get the
things.
spade? You do like a little like caulking spade?
I got a caulking tool. I had one previously, but I lent it to my dad, and I'm not one to buy multiple times.
Right.
But I said, if I wait for my dad to find this caulking.
The tool is just the gun, right? It's a gun.
No. Have you ever caulked?
I did a long time ago, and all I remember, but I caulked at a time that perhaps was outdated. I don't have the modernized caulker.
Non-caulker.
I'm an old-timey caulker, evidently. It would appear. It was just a gun. You put the tube in the gun, and you start shooting toothpaste all over the
How
place.
do you smooth it out? The caulking tool.
Sir Big Spur over here.
You use your finger, didn't you? You're a finger guy. You're a finger
Were you
caulker,
doing your
aren't you?
bathroom? Were you caulking in your bathroom? or-
No, this is kitchen. I have an ant situation. Don't get me started on the ants.
What
Love
did she
them,
do?
but,
I caulk in the
ugh.
bathroom.
Is your uncle? You don't like your uncle either?
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay.
The kitchen? Is
That
where
was
you
it.
were
I just
caulking?
spent the whole day caulking, and then I went to get donuts, and we ended up at the zoo. The end.
Joe Cocker. Once you cock.
The donut sounds like a wonderful story, though. Like
I wanted to sit down in the actual donut shop and enjoy them, and then we ended up in the drive-thru, and then we were eating them in the parking lot at the zoo. That wasn't the experience I was hoping for.
Well, what happened? And why aren't
Well,
you
I
in
got
control
married and
of
I had
the
kids.
situation? But I thought you were going to dad it up. But dad and donuts, that sounds like a lovely Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Like, cars
Then
in
the old ball and
parking
chain
lot.
got involved, you know?
I always do. I don't know what voice that was.
You know, one thing that I did do this weekend, we didn't get to it while I was caulking. Here's a good thing, Dan. I did our DraftKings weekly fantasy league.
Yeah.
Join GBF's weekly contest for a chance to compete against the cast, plus win cash prizes. DKNG.co/Smirnoff, presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. So I did that, and here's the good thing about that, right? Set it and forget it. What was the thing that was set it and forget it? Do you guys remember?
When
Slow
was
cooker?
It was something. It was some sort of cooking device where you used to set it and forget it. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Stove
Was-
or stovetop?
Was it?
It was the Emerald Lagasse thing.
No, that's BAM.
No, but
No, Boink.
he sold
No,
he sold
Doink.
it on
No, he's on the heat.
at like
yeah,
2 a.m.
that's right. What?
He sold it at like 2 a.m.
Who?
The set it and forget it guy.
What did he sell?
It's like a
It's a rotisserie oven.
something
Is
like
it?
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he said. Right.
It was Emerald?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
Set it and forget it.
Is that the
Why'd you sing
And
it?
then he'd say, BAM!
That's the way he did it.
Emerald did?
The crowd would chant, "Set it and forget
Billy,
it."
it's very funny to have your costume fall apart there. To hear for those of you just doing via audio, it's funny on video. But if you're just doing audio and you know that Billy's swimming around in an inflatable suit, that's unpleasant. It's an unpleasant punishment, correct? To do today, like because it's been falling apart the entire show. Jessica saved you at the beginning, but the engine doesn't seem to work.
thing
Not
is-
enough flailing for me.
No, it's like
Yeah,
it's
gotta
the
have more
hole. It's the head hole. You know what I mean?
The
Well,
hole.
what happened to the engine?
What?
Like
No, it's
what-
going.
It's still going.
Well, wait, you look like you're deflating.
Yeah, we hear it, Billy. We got it.
But he's been falling apart for like 4 segments.
Yeah.
He's been.
That's the good noise right there.
But his arms aren't
growling.
really moving. I don't know
Is
if this is really fulfilling the punishment.
What the hell was that?
What?
Jess farted.
What happened there?
Jess.
Wow.
Jess.
Come on.
God, Jess.
Who let a pet?
He loves doing that. Chris, help me with this. Hold
It's
on.
my whole
hold
life.
On, hold on. Look how
It's a
delighted.
pet. It's a QK.
Listen, we're here now. This has bothered me about him for 45 years.
We haven't known each other that long.
Since I was 10 years old.
That's a fine.
When someone farts, Greg Cody says, "Who let a pet?"
Correct.
Only he's amused by that. He says it in mixed company all the time. Nobody knows
Nobody
what he
gets
means.
it.
Nobody ever knows what he
What?
means. Thank you.
I thought it was like who stepped on a
No,
duck.
no. He's
what he calls a
he
fart.
delights. He delights in this happening every time he says something nonsensical that makes sense to no one, that's only interesting or funny, and not even in his own household, because Chris has been annoyed by this as often as I have. When he says, "Who let a pet in mixed company?" he also says, "Everyone does that." That's what everyone
It's
does.
true. Wait,
in their
let a
fa-
pet
in
or
their
say it?
families. No, say it.
Everyone says
That's
it.
how
Everyone
that's,
lets a
that's
pet.
how everyone describes it in their home when someone farts.
I don't think I'm the only one. Let's put
You
it that
are
way.
the only
It's like
one.
dancing swords.
You are the
Right,
only
thank
one.
you.
It's
What's
not
that?
like dancing swords.
Everybody
Dancing
says
sword.
it.
Except you have to take it.
Yeah, dancing swords.
It's just
that
stomach.
feeling down below.
When your
you know
stomach
what I mean?
is roiling.
Never
When you
heard
meet a
that.
special someone.
Everyone
Right.
says it.
Yeah.
It was the Ronco kitchen accessory. That's where you set it
That's
and forget
right.
it.
There
yes.
you go.
Also,
rotisserie, though. It was
not-
rotisserie.
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So not Guy
rotisserie.
Fieri.
No, not
Well,
Guy
Emerald.
Fieri.
No,
And
Emerald.
Not
Emerald, that's a
like,
fun,
but not,
yeah.
not
Maybe.
Emerald.
Neither.
either.
Let's look into
No.
that.
Emerald
Hold on.
did that.
It was
Emerald-
no,
Taylor, look into that.
It's neither. I'm telling you right
neither
now.
one.
I gotta check. The point was that our weekly fantasy contest presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka, please drink responsibly, is just like that. You set it and forget it. So while I'm out there cocking, I don't need to worry about my team because I already set them up. And I know what you're saying, Billy, you've been a disaster this season. No, Daniel, I haven't. I finished 490th place last week. Guess what? Big bounce back Billy. That's what they call me because I finished 41st this week, just out of the money.
Some carefree cocking.
I did not talk enough baseball today, and I want please the call because it was the coolest at bat of the postseason. Juan Soto being at the plate, Stugotz, and announcers talking about a baseball hitter as if he's the only thing worth fearing in this exchange, that the pitcher has to be worried that a Puma is prowling around him. Aaron Judge is on deck, and you're talking about nobody thinks you should pitch to Soto. Even though runners are on first and second, even though you'd be loading the bases for Judge, it's terrifying that Soto is up there because he's a modern-day Ted Williams, and he's nodding the entire at-bat because everyone on both teams knows he's stalking the pitcher. He's timing him. He's going to get a hold of one of these, and this is what it sounds like in Spanish.
Venga, venga. A ver quién gana. Viene. Hace el jardín central rápidamente. A lo profundo. Y no. Díganle que no es la pelota. 550 por el pecho, denle. ¡Sabroso!
Lo dije antes y lo reitero, este era de Sabrowski, no era de Gades. Y ahí está pagando el precio Bob de no haber tenido listo un zurdo para venirle a lanzar a Soto.
Excellent work, Billy.
I thought it was a good show, not a great show, considering Dan was off 10 days. We'll find our footing again. Got off to a slow start. It did. He called Chuck Knox. But we recovered. We did. We had that Barnicle guy on towards the end of the show, Colin Barnicle. I did, top 5 things you would find in a sea. Sharks, sea. Someone look it up. No one looked it up. Anyway, so I thought it was a decent show, considering that we've been apart for 10 days. We'll take it. It's a victory. We'll learn. We'll get better. And we'll be better tomorrow. Yeah, one at a time. Well, yeah, go ahead. Greg Cody, Miami Herald here. Yeah.
Are you prepared to blame the officiating?
I am always prepared to blame the officiating unless the officiating helps my team win. And in this case, they did not. So, yes, I am always prepared to blame the officials. Yes. What is that? Jess, go ahead.
Have you retracted your statement about where sharks can be found?
I have not retracted my statement about where sharks can be found because I am not certain they can be found in the sea because no one has looked it up. So I'm good with that statement.
What are your thoughts on the Lobos?
Hold on, one at a time. Let's go to Chris Cody here.
How do you feel about the Lobos this year?
Oh, who was the MVL? I have no idea. Can we get a Lobo update, please?
That's a sore subject. The Lobos are 2-4. I have no more comment.
Hey, next question. Anyone else? Anyone? Billy, go ahead, Billy. Billy Gill. I see Billy with Meadowlark Media. Go ahead. Yes.
you still pay $100 for a hot dog so the Yankees can keep Juan Soto?
I would not. I would never pay $100. I don't want Juan Soto. Juan Soto's coming to the Mets, and I don't have to pay $100 for a hot dog. I'm good. Any more questions? Yeah, Jeremy.
When we talk about the World Series, are you excited for Shohei Ohtani to be able to perform with runners in scoring position, or do you only want to see him thrive without runners on base?
I want to see Shohei Ohtani do it in New York, specifically the Bronx. He's only done it in Flushing. He's only done it in Queens. I would like to see him do it in the Bronx. Big difference.
Stugotz. Whose fault is it there was no weekend observations?
That was my fault. I had him ready. Actually, you know what? I take it back. It was Taylor's fault. Any more questions? No, that's it.
Hey, everybody. It's Mike Ryan, and I want to tell you about two of my favorite things, football and Miller Lite. And when you combine the two, That makes for one heck of a Miller time. See, Miller Lite has great taste, but is also less filling. And football, well, it's just spectacular from start to finish. You put those two things together, you've already carved out a perfect day. Miller Lite keeps things simple with undebatable quality, great taste, and only 96 calories. It's a beer that strips away everything that you don't need and holds on to what matters most. A light beer that actually tastes like beer. Make your game time taste like Miller time. Tastes great and is less filling. Let it be both. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/Dan. Or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.